Everybody, welcome. It's Scarlet Pete's Self-Sufficiency and we've been down the market. What do you think of our purchases? We've got rabbits and we've got plants. And this video is going to be all about how to treat your plants when you've brought them home from a market or wherever you've bought them from. A lot of these are bare roots, as you can see. What exactly is a bare root plant? It's a plant that's come with no soil. And they've been wrapped in cling film and sawdust that's kept them damp, but there's no plants, no soil there. And this one here, do you see that, Billy? Billy, are you listening? You're learning all about this. This is very much a bare root plant. We don't want these tiny, fine roots to dry out at all. So what are we going to do? We're going to drown them for a bit. I've filled a few buckets of water, and before I plant them, I put them in a shady area, and I'm just going to sit them in their roots in the buckets to see if they can resuscitate a little, because at the moment, after the journey home in the car, they're starting to show they're very sorry for themselves. They're just a bit wilted and not too happy, but a good dousing in cold water and they'll be revived and ready to plant. But if we planted them like this now, they'd be at a disadvantage, so we want to give them the best chance possible to start in the garden. So let's put them in water straight away. Just cover them in the water and let them just recover a bit. That's the three different types of raspberries we've bought. They're raspberry canes, as you can see. We've got yellow, we've got black, and we've got large-headed reds. Here we've got joster berries and what is that? A standard gooseberry. You can see their leaves are just wilting and turning. They're feeling sad. Take them out there and we'll share a bucket. You can go in with the grapevines. They'll really appreciate this drink and it'll give them a good start to going into the garden. Here I've got some blueberries. Now these are always a bit risky for me. They don't pack them with any soil around. They are rather dry, so let's get those in water very quickly. Get in there. In you go. What else have we got? Well, we've got some tomato plants. We've got various chilies, paprikas, chocolate-coloured paprika, all sorts of yumminess there. I've got celeriac plants. They've just been grown in little nodules, and they could all go completely in water, including the leaves, just to get them going on a good standing. We've got gherkins here. They're in pots. They're not going to feel it so badly, but they're still going to need a soak. I've got canna lilies. Canna lilies I make a thickening agent from. You have to watch for that video. And they've taken these out of grow cartons, so they're going to need soaking and putting in the garden. You can see they're just starting to feel sorry because they're turning their leaves upside down. And the tomato plants, let's have a look how they're doing. Well, they're very dry. They've kept the plant pots, which is a good idea. They're going to reuse those plant pots for the next customer, so that saves with the plastic. But sadly, we've had to use plastic bags because I didn't go prepared with a container to put them in today. So they had to provide me some bags to put them in. And then these, I believe they're called phlox. I got these off little old ladies. They dig them up out of their gardens. They actually do quite a nice job of keeping them wet in their newspaper. They've given me some soil and they're probably going to do quite nicely. I've got some plants that I put in recently, giving them the same treatment as these. I'll show you those in a minute, but first of all, let's give these a good soak. You can see they're thirsty because they're floating. When they're full of water, they will sink down to the bottom and just stand up. See those air bubbles? That's the air coming out from the dryness of the compost. Let's get them all in. The last one going in. So tonight, when they've had a good soak, they'll look much happier in their leaves and they'll be fully sodden with water. No more air holes, air bubbles blowing up, and they'll be sunk to the bottom. I think the canna lilies can go in there too. They can just get a bit of a refresh. So let's sit those in as well. They need digging up every winter if you're in an icy place, but they put on such a good show, and when they flowered, you take the flower heads off and they'll give you some more. Let's put these in. They can just swim in there nicely. There we go. They'll have a much better chance of taking off. Now they're fully soaked in water before we put them in the ground. They'll look happier and they'll have, as I say, a good chance of living. We'll put the gherkin plants in here. They can bottom drink. But if you wanted, you could plunge the whole pot in the water. It wouldn't hurt them. You wouldn't want to keep them in here for a long time, but for a quick drink and treat before they go in their forever home, it's always a good way to do it. There we go. They'll grow beautifully up my garden arch. I'm sure you've seen that in one of my previous videos where we made a wonderful metal garden arch to plant these gherkins and tomatoes up. I'm really struggling to find things to sit them in, but hopefully this dustbin lid'll do. It holds water. Put them all in and we'll bring some water in a minute. There we go. Drink to your heart's content. So there they all are, prepared now for their evening drink. And hopefully in a couple of hours they'll be ready to go in the garden. Now I've just got to go get rid of that horrible plastic there. Oops, nearly forgot these. And because they're in paper, I'm going to leave them in their papers and just let them drink through the paper, holding them together. Oops, a daisy. Put you in there. It's a bit blurry, that shot, isn't it? Sorry, gang. Still trying to master this videography and do a good job for you guys. Right, should we go look where they're going to go and what I did last week? Oh, look, I've spotted one that's fell out. Better put that one back in. Oi, get in there. Have a nice drink. Here's my garden arch that they're going to go up. Those tomatoes will go right up to the top, the gentleman says, because they're a large variety. And here's some I did earlier, as they used to say on Blue Peter. I'm sure you remember that programme, from Britain anyhow. There's the phlox. I think they're called phlox, but if I'm wrong, please tell me. There's the chili paprikas and the tomatoes from last week. And I've also got miniature versions, and I've got some blueberries. Not all of the blueberries have taken, like I said, they're a bit of a gamble. But on the whole, we're doing all right there. I have got water problems at the moment. Our one borehole's gone down, so watering them is a bit difficult, and I do it at night time to try and keep the water on them. We need to make sure these stay in the shadows or dappled sunlight. Don't let the sun come round and catch them. Make sure you put them in a sensible place so they'll stay cool while they drink the water. And here's who else we bought at the market. Watch out for the video introducing them to you. There are German large German giants, they're called. German giant rabbits, or Naimat Oriash, large rabbits. Aren't they lovely? Hopefully they're going to like it here. Well, that's it, gang. It's a beautiful day here. I'm going to go sit in the shade myself, have a chat with the dogs, and wait for these to be ready for planting later. Take care. Lots and lots of love. Thanks for watching my channel. Please like, subscribe, and give me a comment so I know you're there. Even give us a share if you feel like it. Bye-bye, darlings. Bye-bye. Mwah.